Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is a Q&A video. I've done one before literally like a year ago, but it was so random. It was just off the internet. So these questions are actually by you guys, and I didn't take in too many because I didn't want to get overwhelmed. So I only have 8 questions for this one. And the questions you guys have suggested are really good, really deep. So I'll get into my first question. How often do people butcher your name, and do you correct them? People butcher my name all the time since very young, even still today. Some of the names that I get are Tajalia or Tyjalaya. I get a lot. A lot of people try to call me Ty on their own, and I do not allow them to, simply because my name is unique, and what you decided you wanted to do was change my name and make it shorter because you didn't want to say the full name, or you don't know how to say the full name. So I basically force people to know how to say my name, and I think that is a good tip for you all too. Like, people need to know your name. I just think that that's important. Like, don't get my name wrong. It's unique for a reason. So Tyjalea is my name, and then my last name is so simple. It's Robertson. Question number 2. I admire how you speak of God and the passion and relationship you have with him. Was it always like that, or is it something you worked on? No, it definitely was something I worked on, something I'm still working on. From where I am today with him and where I was, or like just to keep me going, you have to stay in the Word. I'm still trying to work on hearing God more clearly. I didn't hear him as often as I do today. What helps me to hear him more and understand what he's saying is honestly getting to know him in his Word. That way, it's like when someone says something or there's a certain situation, I already know, okay, this is what God says about it because it's his Word. Sometimes I still have to go back just to make sure, like, okay, what are you saying about this particular situation in my life? What has also helped is that saying, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. Whatever you're trying to do with him, basically start doing it. Literally, you just have to trust God, and you just have to do it. Sometimes God is just calling us to do things, like just go ahead and do it, or just to go ahead and show up. So that's, I guess, the tip that I have for you guys today. If you want to improve your relationship with God, start having relations with him. You have to communicate. So that's why you have to stay praying. You have to stay in his Word. And it's not a one-way thing. It's not just that I'm talking to you, God, and you not saying nothing. But no, you talk to him, and then it's like, okay, God, what are you saying to me? And you'll find that in the scripture. Sometimes he'll drop a word in your spirit. The more you'll be able to kind of get words in your spirit is you have to know what's in his Word. Because otherwise, I don't know what you're saying for this, because I don't know what you be saying. So yeah, stay in his Word. Stay surrounded with people of God that are like-minded. Fellowship helps if you have someone that can hold you accountable, like peers, or even someone that can mentor you. That helps also. Consistency in your relationship with God, definitely helpful. Next question. Have you ever had a heartbreak or any kind of close or strong relationship ending? If so, and if you're willing, please share the experience, how it felt, and how you overcome it, as well as any other tips you think may be helpful. Yes, I have experienced heartbreak romantically twice. For the first situation, I was for sure cheated on. The second situation, me and that person weren't together. So we were in a talking stage and kind of getting to know each other, and I just kind of found out that, dang, you was playing me. Both of those were the second one especially was very painful. You go through emotions feeling like, it's like, even though you know it's not you, it's like, you must think it's something about me that made you to feel able to do this to me, or not think that this was wrong, or to not consider me, or to, so you go through these things of like, okay, I think I value myself. I mean, I do, but how come this person doesn't value me the same way that I value myself? And this teaches you a hard lesson, because it's like, you will run into people who don't see you how you see yourself. And in those situations, this is almost like a test of how you value yourself, because it's like, in those situations that I was in, how I view myself, I'm not understanding how someone treated me this way. But then now, lady, this has occurred, you have this decision to know your value and walk away from this, or misperceive your value and stay in this and think this is okay that you're treated like this. So God is definitely teaching you to stand on your view of yourself despite what anyone else has done to you. And it hurts, because it's like Satan will try and put those things in your head that you are lacking something, or that if only you were this, or and then you start, especially in a situation where it's like cheating, you start to compare yourself. And even it's like you don't want to compare yourself, but those thoughts do get there, and you always have to combat them with the truth of what you know about yourself. If what they're doing or saying is harmful to you, you need to set a boundary with them. And that boundary looks however God shows you it looks. For me and those men, obviously that was me leaving the relationship with them. I do have to take my distance from people while I'm healing from any hurt that occurred in my relationship with them. It's probably recommended that you unfollow, and in some cases block if they're constantly doing something to you, like contacting you and you're like, hey, right now I just need space. I haven't blocked anyone, but I do unfollow people. And the reason I unfollow people is because when I'm trying to heal and I see you pop up on my timeline, or something pops up on my timeline and it could affect my day, I don't need that. Like, I don't need any channels for Satan to try and come through and mess my day up. So it's like, I will unfollow because right now I'm in a process of healing. I still have to get on to my social media accounts because that's what I do for a living. So the person has to leave from my accounts. But if you don't need your social media account, if it's taking away your peace, maybe you just need to take a break from social media. And I had to do that one summer. A lot of times we think that it's something wrong with the person, and there may be some things that person is experiencing or struggling with, but we have to understand we struggle with things also. So when it came to the men, for example, I want to be mad at those men all day, but it's like, lady, you need to take control and figure yourself out so that you don't be attracted to these same men again. So that's what it was. It was something I was being attracted to. A lot of people get angry at this statement, but it's very true. When people say like it's the men you date, I used to hate that because I'm like, well, I didn't know that you was a player or whatever. But it's like, as you grow, God will show you these characteristics and these traits in people, and you will just know not even to entertain it or not to touch it. So it's like, I see that you are still kind of in that phase where you want to have fun. I'm not about to entertain that. I'm not about to sit here and think that I could change you and make you not want to have fun anymore, or I could change you into this person that I think you have the potential to be. You still may have the potential to be this person, but it's not my job to get you there, especially if you're not wanting to, you know, and that's a struggle with a lot of us. We are fixers, or so we want to nurture these men to something we want them to be, basically. So when you're dealing with someone in a relationship, you want to date them according to where they are now. If you see potential in them, you're not getting with them for the potential, because what if they never amount to that potential? If this person stayed this way their whole entire life, will I still want to be with them if they was the same way their whole life and nothing changed? Anyways, music helps a lot. If you're spiritual, staying around fellow believers, going to fellowship, like, you have to stay surrounded with people that'll uplift you and encourage you. Family, friends, having fun times. Do not allow yourself to sit and lay down for too long. Do not allow yourself to be upset for too long. It will hurt. It will be painful. But you have to get up and go. You have to encourage yourself to get up and go. And that's what you have to think of in these relationships or any type of connection you have with someone. When it ends, you don't always want it to end, but you have to know that everything is for a greater purpose and it's for your good. It's bigger than what you're viewing it as. It's not what they did to you. It's more so God has them on this path and you on this path, and you guys are trying to stay attached to each other when you guys' callings are separate. So sometimes it'll take whatever happened in the relationship, he will allow it to happen so that you two can get yourselves back together, get back on the right track. Because obviously the destinies were not together. They were not supposed to be in your destiny, and God is removing them. If God calls those paths back together, he'll bring it back together. But if not, it all still works out for you good. So that's the hope that you have in God. And I know that I'm still good over here and that person is still good over there. What is your greatest strength? I don't know if I have like a greatest one, but some of my strengths, I think that speaking is one. Obviously, I'm realizing that I could speak too much if I don't have a guideline, because I don't have a guideline right now. I believe I have a gift to encourage, but not just like through speaking, through different things. So like through this natural hair journey, I've been able to impact others. And so that's like really great. That's why I attached to this hair journey thing so much, because it's like I saw what it did to me, and it's like, now I want everybody else to feel like that. You know, anything, even with teaching, like I love teaching. With if I was to tutor a kid, like I know how good it feels when you learn a new skill. So whenever I learn something, I want to teach someone else. How do you stay consistent on YouTube? Man, consistency is really one of the hardest things for me when it came to YouTube. Last year is when I first started doing it full time when I graduated. So I've been doing this full time for a year now, and literally just this past month I've just been becoming consistent. In the beginning it's definitely ups and downs, but when you're down, like say I haven't posted in 2 weeks, I just have to keep myself encouraged to, okay, you ain't put out in 2 weeks, but pick back up like you never disappeared, you know? So you just have to keep going. Even when you kind of been inconsistent, just pick back up and try again to be consistent. And then this is something I want to say to y'all about anything y'all doing or anything y'all want to just get back and keep trying. It's not a overnight thing. And what I realize is when you pick up, it's easier to keep posting videos. As soon as you kind of fall off, that's when it's harder to post the next video. So I try to keep this momentum. If I've been in the posting and the uploading mode, it's like I have to keep going. Getting rid of distractions, and some things you don't even know they're distractions, but just pray about it. God will remove them, and just be prepared for what he might remove. But he will definitely remove them or tell you to remove them. So if you're having things going on outside, that could take a toll. And so right now I try to put all this energy into my work and my craft instead of allowing it to make me sit down. So let it fuel you, because it can distract you, but don't allow it to. I play music while I'm recording and doing my hair. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Know why you're doing it. Next question. I like how your videos are straightforward and informative. Did you just adapt the style, or did you just now realize you're doing it? I think everything that I do is just kind of naturally how I just want to do the videos, but when people comment and give like feedbacks, that's when I realize how it's being perceived. So one of the things that they said was that they're straight to the point. To me, I'm just like, oh, hey, I'm starting on freshly washed hair. I just wanted to get straight to the point, because like I don't know what extras to put in it. I know people have like other creative things that they can put in their videos. I just don't have those other creative things, and so I'm just straight to the point. Hey, hair is wet. Da da da. I started to realize that people viewed this as straight to the point, because people would comment like, oh my gosh, like I love how you just get straight into it. And so I've kept that going, because I see that that's what people like, at least the people that come to my channel. I try to be informative in all my videos. I try to have some type of main thing that I want you to take away, whether it's like how many hairstyles you could do with whatever, or if it's a technique. When I'm doing a flexi rod, I don't want to just show you my flexi rod set. I want to make sure that you know the tips and tricks that I follow that help me. Otherwise, why am I doing this if no one is being helped, you know? So it's like, I try to make sure it's centered on something. Like I try to ask myself with each upload, like, okay, what can they take from this, or what are they learning from this? Because otherwise I'm just posting and, hey, look at my hair, and I don't want to do that. For YouTube, it's a little easier for me to make sure I'm staying focused on the viewer, but that's a very important thing with anything you're doing. How are you helping or serving someone else? So I try to definitely intentionally keep that in my videos. I become less passionate about posting videos and stuff when I become distracted from the purpose of it, and the purpose of it is to help me be informative. So when I become distracted from it, that's when I find myself having a harder time uploading and stuff, because I'm forgetting the purpose and the why. So my why is to be informative and to help and to teach. Question number 7, have you tried Dollar Tree natural hair products? I have not tried any natural hair products at Dollar Tree other than Suave conditioner and VO5 conditioner, VO5 conditioner. Those are the conditioners I'll use for like a co-wash or something, because it's like I don't want to waste an expensive co-wash products, because they have those nowadays. It's like $12. I don't want to waste an expensive co-wash, because I'm going to be co-washing probably more often than I'm washing. So it's like, because it's only $1, I choose to use that, and not only that, it's $1, but it's $1 in the works. Last question. We're finally there. Okay, so the last question. Someone asked about my celibacy journey, or they asked if I'm abstinent. When I began my walk with God, I was in a relationship. We were active. When I began my relationship with God, I stopped being active with him, which is where the strains began. And this is also too why I get back to that relationship thing and say that God removes people from each other, not necessarily for like the people are bad, but it's like what he's called you to and where they're at right now, or where, you know, you guys might just different paths right now. If God has already taken me through this journey where I'm understanding like I don't want to have sex, but this person over here he's not taking them there yet, or they have not adopted that for themselves just yet, or understood it fully, we're unequally yoked. We're on different paths. So, and this is the thing about anything, Christian wise or just life wise, you will repeat something if you don't really understand it fully yet. So a lot of Christians know things that the Bible say, but they don't truly understand it yet until God has either taken them through it and gave them that type of understanding through experience, or actually just gave them the complete understanding. And that's okay. I pray that God reveals it to you. But I'm very stronghold on the sex thing because He has taken me through it to show me why and so I have strong beliefs as to why I know I don't want to. We should not. That's a given. It's black and white. We should not if we're not married. But I understand why some people still do, even though they're Christians. They're at a different place with it. Like, they have not gotten to that place where they fully understand probably why they absolutely should not. Definitely, while you're trying to be celibate, you cannot be flirting with the devil. Don't flirt. What I say by that is, you Christian and you know you don't want to do X, Y, and Z, or you know that you want to do X, Y, and Z, such as go to church, and that person does not agree with you in those things, it will make your journey with whatever it is, celibacy, abstinence, getting closer to God, it will make your journey a little more difficult. So definitely don't flirt with the devil like, oh, he said he know God, or he said he used to go to church. You have to, that's going to make your journey easier is when you're being equally yoked with people. So when you're unequally yoked, even friendship wise, like your friends around you, and not saying you can't hang out with them, but I'm saying like your core group, people that you keep super close to you, those people should be equally yoked with you and they should hold to the same beliefs. So make sure you're around people that will encourage you in your journey, you know, and that's why I say with the connections you have in friendships, is like, if you're around people that's having sex all around you, that's probably going to tempt you or like make you struggle, because you're going to see other people doing things that you don't want to do anymore, and it's going to appear like they're having fun doing it, you know, and like there's no harm in it. But what you do is hold to the truth. So I think that's my main thing with the celibacy and abstinence. You need to know why you're doing it. You can't be doing this because your parents said you need to be a virgin before marriage. You can't be doing this because your church is... You can't be doing any of this stuff in life just because someone said it. You need to know why you hold to it. And it's not about just stopping doing it, but you have to remove things that'll put you in those places to be tempted. So like if you used to go out to the club and end the night with someone, you probably want to stay away from that setting for sure, because of where it's put you before. And you know you don't want to be there anymore, so you want to stay away from those things that could get you there. You want to stay from those friends that could get you there. And that's why I say when God removes people, it's not because people are bad, it's because of where He's taking you. So if you're taking on this new journey of celibacy, or if you're deciding you want to be abstinent, the people around you are very important. They're either going to encourage or discourage, and not intentionally, but that's just how life in the social world works. Ask God to show you or reveal to you why this is a thing that God wants us to do. I'm not telling you to go and practice sex so He could give you an experience, because trust me, you don't want that way. You don't want to learn that way if you don't have to. So definitely just read more about it and ask Him to show you. And the more you just fill yourself with that understanding, the easier it'll be, because now you know what to watch out for. Like I said, staying away from things that could tempt you. So I'm for sure today not messing with anybody who is okay with having sex before marriage. You need to have that same belief as me, because otherwise you're gonna make me want to do something that I don't want to do. At first, when I first decided didn't want to have sex before marriage, I was still dating, and like I said, the men that I was dealing with, they knew Christ and they considered themselves Christian, but they weren't really, like, the fruits they were producing showed that they definitely had a lot of room for growth, at least in the celibacy area, because they still wanted to have sex. So in my mind, oh, it's okay that he wants to have sex as long as I don't have sex with him. But that's where the danger is because if he wants to have sex, it's going to tempt you. So now I cannot accept that. Okay, I just talked for a really long time. I hope too that even though this is a Q&A, that you were able to take something from this and be encouraged or inspired or strengthened in whatever area if you have more questions for me, because like I said, this was only 8. Next time I'll be a lot shorter with answering each question. You can ask the small questions too. Those ones will obviously be quick. So yeah, whatever other questions you have for me, ask them down below. And when I do my next Q&A, I'll answer them there. I thank you guys that watched this. I thank you all that suggested a question. Let me know, what did you take from this video? I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you like the video, share it if it was some type of encouraging. And I'll see you guys next time.